Hi guys, welcome to Small Farmer Life. Hope you're all having an awesome day. What a lovely Saturday it is. There won't be many more of these to come, that's for sure. It's starting to get a little darker, a little earlier. But anyway guys, today we're going to make a video and talk about Wayleaves, because Wayleaves will become important when you buy some land or you've got some land and you want to put utilities on that land, or you want to put utilities over someone else's land, or they want to do the same over your land. Now before we get in the video, if you're thinking about buying some land, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, by the end of the video, hit the like button. You're going to be notified of more upcoming videos covering lots of things to do with buying land, planning, Wayleaves, all sorts of different categories. Hit the bell button. And guys, thanks for sticking with me when I was in hospital. If you're new to the channel, yeah, I was in hospital, back injury, and it was just a nightmare getting over that. But I'm 95% there now. But anyway, let's talk about Wayleaves for utilities. Now, utilities, water, gas, electric, and broadband now. Well, not so much gas, because gas doesn't really get brought into agricultural settings. It's normally electric, water, broadband now, but you might get gas delivered in a big tank, or you'll have a tank put on site by Cala or something like that, and they'll deliver the liquid gas into that tank. But if a neighbour comes and asks you if they can have a Wayleaf to cross your land so they can put in electricity, water, broadband, whatever it might be, what do you do? Because when I was first looking for land to buy, people were telling me how neighbours close to you can hold you at ransom to get utilities to your land. Like, charge you 5, 10, 15 grand. And I was like, no way. I thought you would be allowed utilities, or everyone was allowed utilities. Well, that's not the case. If your neighbour or local landowners don't want you close to them, they don't have to let you cross their land for utilities. Now, when I first bought this land, the guy who I bought it off lived just over there, and I asked him where the water was. He said just on the front of the road, mains water, so that was an easy job to get connected to, and the electricity was right at the front of his gate. So I said, could I have access to the electricity, and would it be possible to dig your drive up? And he didn't even think for a second. It was just, yep, no problem, you can do that. And he let me dig it up for 3 weeks, and that saved me a fortune, obviously, because he could have charged me thousands of pounds for electricity, and I would have paid it. And ever since then, I've thought, not everybody is like what my friends were saying. So when my neighbour came to me, the daughter of the guy who let me dig up his drive, she now owns the house. They have a B&B, a couple of rooms in the house, and they wanted to build some log cabins at the back of the house, but they needed more water pressure for those log cabins. And the only way they could get it is coming across my land and my neighbour's land. Now, they've worked hard to get the B&B up to the standard it is, because it is absolutely amazing, and the summer houses or the log cabins look amazing. And it's costing them thousands of pounds to get this water actually dug into the ground, the pipes massive, all the connectors. I think it's coming to a couple of £1,000 just for that sort of stuff, and then what you're paying the water board. And they don't need me sticking on an extra £1,000, £2,000 across my land. That's not going to benefit my life in any meaningful way. So I would never think about asking it, especially when my first contact with somebody where I wanted to cross their land, they let me do it for free. Now, they've done it already. It's laid along the bottom of the railway. They've covered it all back over. They've reseeded it, and this autumn the seed will have grew back, the grass, and you won't even have known they've been here. But when you're talking to your neighbours about where your wayleaf should be or where they want the wayleaf to be, at first they wanted the water pipe to come through the middle of the field, and this is where you've got to be on the ball. Now, if I'd have let them come across the middle of the field and didn't know anything about wayleaves and just went, oh yeah, no problem, you can come through the field and take it straight across to where you need to get access to the log cabins, I would have had it straight through the middle of my land. Now, when that happens, if you don't put in the contract, when they'll bring a contract here from their solicitor so they can get it put in their deeds that they have water access across the land. And in that contract, you want it in your favour. So the wayleaf should be in your favour, meaning you want to be able to move that water pipe or utility cable, whatever it might be, to any part of your land if you want to develop above where they've laid the water pipe or the electricity cable. Because if you don't, you won't be able to develop 3 metres either side of that installation. Now, if you think about how wide the average terraced house is, they're around about 6-7 metres wide. So if you've got a water pipe going all the way through the centre of your land and the developers come and knocking in the future and you don't have a right to move that water pipe, and they're not developing the neighbour's land, who is the customer to the water board who got the wayleaf put in place, if they don't allow that water pipe to be moved, well, that can be a whole street, couldn't it? So you need to make sure you get it in the contract that you have the title or you have the right to move that water pipe, the electricity cable, not at any cost to your neighbours, but it will be a cost to developers. And this is why I said, well, why don't you run the cable or the water pipe all the way around the bottom of the field with no chance of getting developed on, where if it was in the middle of the land, you never know. And with the development boundary being just across that railway there, it literally stops here. How do I know that the developers aren't going to come in 10, 15 years and want to develop this field, that field, my neighbour's land, maybe the people who I've just give a wayleaf to? You never know what's round the corner. So you should always think as well about what your neighbours think of you. Are you going to be the guy who charges them £1,000? The arsehole that just wants an extra couple of quid. You might need their land at some point. And I never charged the guy who I sold some land to also to access electricity through my land. So I've done it a couple of times, but as long as everything's put back right and the wayleaf's in my favour, then I'm happy to grant one. Don't be a dick and try and get thousands of pounds off people, especially when they're first starting out, building up a small farm or something like that. They're already going to be laying out enough money. They don't need extra money added to that by neighbours who want to get an extra £1,000 or something like that. And obviously it would go on how much disturbance they do to you. But again, if it's just agricultural land they're coming through, there's going to be no disturbance to you. And if, as long as they put it all right, then you should be right. So guys, really think proper, really think hard. Do you really want to charge your neighbours? Your neighbours support your planning applications. Your neighbours will write affidavits for you for your planning applications, how good a neighbour you really are. And I get on with my neighbours, and I wouldn't dare think to ask them for anything. If I need anything for my land and they've got it, they wouldn't ask me for a penny for it. And the same goes for the neighbour on that side. Now, I don't get on with all my neighbours, but most people don't get on with everybody. Anyway guys, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, and you should subscribe, hit the subscribe button. If you want to be notified of more upcoming videos, hit the bell button. Thanks again to all my patrons. Couldn't thank you guys enough, and YouTube members, especially over the last couple of months when I've been feeling like absolute shite. But till next time, guys, my name's Craig. You've been watching A Small Farm Life. Make sure you take care of yourself. Most of all, take care of the family. Be genuine. Bye for now. See ya.